worship the moon. Through the streets, back to me, falling eyes, I can't see.
You collect.
All night long,
You collect.
but not too soon. I worship the moon. I worship the moon. My knees fall weak, my heart doth swoon. I worship the moon.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show. What do we have here? Give me something good. I don't have anything good. Welcome to the show. This is Thoughts on Bots or Talkin' Bots, whatever you'd like. I'm not picky. Thank you all so much for joining me. What a night we had. What a night we had. We watched just a great fight. Great fights throughout. I'm very excited for this tournament, and we're going to have a new champion. We're going to have a new champion. We should all be excited. Sound off in the chat. Make sure to call the hotline 201-574-7222. Leave me a message. I'm fine with that. I'm here. Oh shoot! I didn't this one because I'm being a professional today. This is the professional me. Well, this is more professional. That's pretty cute too. It's St. Patrick's theme. We have to move on. There's a lot to talk about. This is Loosely's Wrestling presents Talkin' Bots, the BattleBots review show. My name is Geartooth Red Jefferson, as you can see right here. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know what your thoughts are on this night because I was pretty stoked. Let's start talking about it. We got a lot to get through, and I think it's time to get going. Woo! Wait, let's get something in here. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. First up, we got Uppercut versus Riptide. I'll tell you right off the bat, I had Uppercut going into this. I believed Uppercut was going to win. Uppercut over here, run by Alex Satori, formerly of Team SawBlaze. They have this vicious little vertical spinner. And they've been knocking people out left and right, causing explosions, a lot of fun stuff. They're going up against Riptide, rookie bot. That's had some pretty interesting fights this year. They beat Huge, and then last time I forget who they beat, but they beat someone good. And they're going up against Uppercut, and they just freaking dominated. Immediately on the onset, they get this really great hit right on the side, causing them to go all crazy. By the way, I figured out how to make this thing flip. I could do that. That's a good flipping motion. It was so much easier than the last time. But really messing them up, getting at their wheels, keep attacking, getting at their wheels, and their wheels exploded with what looked like sawdust. I'm assuming it was sawdust, but they just knocked them around the bot. Very fun, very good match. Overwhelmed them to the point when Uppercut just couldn't move anymore. Riptide is your first victor of the night. Honestly, I had Uppercut winning this. I think we all thought Uppercut was going to win this against this rookie bot. But they have a vicious little spinner, and the guy who runs it is wacky. What a wacky guy. I give this 4 gears. 4 gears. Or should I use clanks? I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm still on the fence about that. Moving on, we got more fighting to talk about. More bot battles to get through. Rotator versus Tantrum. Rotator run here by Victor Soto. It's a modular horizontal spinner. They seem to be like the Intercontinental Champ. Like they're just constantly, bridesmaid. They're just like, they're good, but they don't make it too far. I think they make it to the round of 8 once. But never further, never the top 4 or definitely not the finals. But Victor Soto had high hopes this year. Everyone had high hopes for Rotator, as they do every year. They're going up against Tantrum. Tantrum here, used to be run by Aaron, what's his name? Aaron Hill. But this time around, it's Ginger and Alex Schmidt. Ginger and Alex, they kept saying. It's a punching drum spinner, and it's durable. And it surprised a lot of people last year with how well it did. And I thought it did a pretty good job last year, and I've had my doubts about them. You all told me that I was incorrect in having my doubts or whatever. But they did a great job here. They're a very durable bot. So what happens here, back and forth match, we get a Tantrum, our early advantage. Rotator gets inverted at one point. Let's just do that new trick I learned. A new trick. Gets inverted at one point, but it's able to use that and still drive pretty capably. And starts getting some really good hits. Starts getting some really good hits, hitting the top, breaking off the fists on Tantrum. But the thing is that once Tantrum kept getting loose, they kept getting on him. They had a lot of control throughout, pushing them around, knocking them about, and then this one final drive, pushing old Rotator into the corner of the battle box, flipping it outside. Wow. Great job, Tantrum. Tantrum has won this bout. Yes, I had some doubts. I believe I had Tantrum winning. I believe in last week's... you could go back and look, but I had them winning against Rotator. So don't get mad at me. But we do get them to win at the buzzer. That didn't happen at the buzzer. We have to keep going. Next up, we have Blip versus Jack. Oh, by the way, this match, 4.5 gears. That'll be the half sound. But 4.5 gears for this match. Definitely go out of your way to see this. We're following this up with Blip versus Jackpot. Blip, now run by Aaron Hill, formerly of the Tantrum team. It's this little launcher deal, small little flipper mechanism, and it's pretty durable, as we've seen in some fights. And he's a smart driver. Going up against Jackpot here, Jeff Waters, and it's this vertical disc spinner, very powerful, beat Tombstone last week. And so, you know, we were curious as to see how this was going to go. I had Blip winning, and good thing to know, I'm really good at this. Blip gets the early advantage, just keep getting underneath, and pretty much two flips, knocks them on their side here, on their face, and they just can't self-right. Very short match. And I give it, but we do get Blip winning. We should say that, Blip wins. But we should say this is going to get 1.5 gears. That's just a fact. We have some people here, Robotic Siblings. It was amazing. Which I think we're talking about when you say it's amazing. You're talking about Rotator versus Tantrum, I'm assuming. Thank you so much for joining the chat, Robotic Siblings. But yeah, that was dope. Not even the best match of the night. But with Blip versus Tantrum, I wouldn't call that amazing. Redley697 says, I'll bot your thoughts. Very interesting wording on that. I'm not sure what that means, but...
EA! Shush! Hush, please.
That's for you, Redley697. But moving on. Thank you so much, Robotic Siblings. We like that comment. We appreciate that comment. Robot Sibling says all. Yeah, it was a great night. Let me just go a blanket statement here. It was a great night for BattleBots, and it's been last week was a great night. This week's a great night. But I will say that this Blip Jackpot match wasn't my favorite. But moving on, we have Hydra versus Black Dragon. That's right, folks. Hydra, the number 31 seed, has made it in to the contention and destroying Defender, then destroying Ribot. They're looking to go good. They're go pretty good. We have Alex Rog in the chat. What up, dude? Nothing much. Thanks for joining us, Alex Rog. Did you watch BattleBots? But we get Hydra versus Black Dragon here, and it is a flip fest. They go into the middle of the ring here, and Black Dragon just gets flipped and flipped and flipped all over, inverted a bunch of times. Then it starts spewing out fire and gets flipped again. They just kept running into the flipper. Which I don't think was a very smart idea. They just stayed in the center of the box. Hydra played it very safe. You know, I thought Black Dragon was going to kind of try to get into the backside because Hydra keeps getting stuck in the floors. There's going to be an opportunity to get on the backside or the sides. And I don't think they drove smart at all. I don't think they drove smart. But we do see Hydra getting the victory here. A lot of fun to watch. I will say that. This was a lot of fun to watch. To see a bot just get flipped around. I won't call it like a 5-gear match, but it's definitely a solid 3 gears. And so it was, we should all feel good about it. We should all feel good about Hydra's win. I see them going far. I see them in the finals. I see them in the finals. I already said last week who my finals people are. I think it's going to be, well, we'll talk about it. We're gonna talk. Alex Rog says, I did. Fire Night. You're damn right it was a fire night. Thank you so much for joining us, Alex Rog.
Hello there.
Thank you so much. Moving on. We have to keep this train going. Copperhead versus Witch Doctor. Copperhead versus Witch Doctor here. Copperhead run by Robert and Kim Cohen. And it's this horizontal drum spinner. Very vicious little bot and soft little squishy tires. Up against Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor run by Andrea Mike Galately. Run by Andrea Galately. Driven by Mike Galately. Vertical disc spinner. And it's had up and down successes. Sometimes it's super reliable, and some years it's not super reliable. But tonight, went weapon to weapon, baby. Big hit in the beginning. Pops Witch Doctor. They do a little flipperoo in the air, but land on their feet. Then keep the action going. Then they flip them over, get a couple of hits in, and then they stop moving. Very fast match. But it was a fun little match. We got Witch Doctor moving forward in the tournament. I had Copperhead. I'll be honest with you. I did not expect Witch Doctor to win this, but I'm glad they did. Because I really like them. They're a very exciting bot. I think we could all agree about that. But this gets 2.5 gears. That's what I give it. Let me know what y'all think. I do have to have some sounds for all of you. We'll figure it out. We're going to figure it out. Someone's going to get something. But yeah, moving on, we get SawBlaze versus P1. SawBlaze versus P1. We should all be excited about this. I love SawBlaze. I love SawBlaze this year. Past years, I wasn't a huge fan, but it's been vicious this year. Jameson Gill is very endearing at times. Yeah, I said it. He can be very endearing. I kind of like his personality. It's sweet. He's having fun. But it's this hammer saw bot, and it's very powerful this year. It's been really showing off. Now we get against P1. P1 driven by Brandon Zelensky, and it's this lifter, very fast, sharp lifter bot. I don't think any of us are thinking that it was going to win, right? We saw SawBlaze this year. SawBlaze has been doing real good. They just bullied P1 around, throwing it around, getting some big hits with that saw. Then they kind of take a step back a little bit with the saw, and they just mashed it into the corners, kept mashing it. P1 could never get underneath, and then eventually it has some trouble driving, but it does go the control the rest of the match. Yeah, because it does go to the distance, and with them getting stuck in the corner and then doing a little victory dance, it was pretty special. SawBlaze wins, and that's 2 gears. Because it wasn't a great way to finish. We have robotic siblings here. I thought personally the Copperhead would win, even though Witch Doctor is one of my favorite bots. Yeah, I thought Copperhead was going to win as well, just because Witch Doctor has a habit of doing pretty well in the regular season and then having some weird issue in the postseason, besides that one year that they went to the finals. But I'm happy. I'm happy for them, and I'm excited to see what this tournament bracket's going to look like. Very happy. We got River Shark 6045. Thank you so much for joining the chat.
Hello there.
I had Witch Doctor winning on my bracket. Glad I did that. Smart. Very smart. You got me. It got me. Very surprising. But we have SawBlaze winning here. No one was shocked about that, right? We could all say that. No one was shocked about that one. Call the hotline. Let us know how you feel on the hotline. Leave us a message. That's what I want. 201-574-7222. Next up, okay, so Whiplash Cobalt. BattleBots has been doing something pretty upsetting recently. They've been not showing me the fights that are with Whiplash in them. We missed Ice Wave versus Whiplash, which I would have definitely want to see. I think they put it online, but why aren't they showing that? And they skip over Whiplash versus Cobalt? That sounds so exciting. And they didn't show it to us. They did show us clips, and so this is what happened. This is what I gathered. So apparently, I think Cobalt got the early advantage at a few points, getting some big hits, and then they go into the corner. So let me illustrate for all of you. Big hits underneath, then they get stuck in the corner. So basically, Whiplash here gets stuck with its wedge underneath, can't get out. And then I think Cobalt got high centered. So they just had to stop the match. And because Cobalt could not stop their weapon, they couldn't find a way to unstick them. The match ends, goes to judge's decision. And it was a split decision with Cobalt getting the victory. Boy, would I have loved to watch that drama. I would have loved to watch that drama. They should have played that. That's like, skip over some of the fluff. Like, I understand you have to support the hospital, whatever there's to show things in the pit, but there's a lot of fluff in BattleBots. Let me see this match. This is what I want to see. We have some comments here. Robotic Siblings, good job. Thank you so much, Robotic Siblings. Good job to you. You are getting a Redley697. Are there vending machine bots? Yeah, at your local gas station.
Shush! Hush, please!
Thank you, Redley697. Robotic Sibling says no. Robotic Sibling says yes. You gotta tell me what you're thinking here, because I'm confused. I need better buttons. Moving on. We are getting the main event. I think everyone was looking at, everyone was excited about. I know I was. Let's look at it right here. Endgame versus Minotaur. Yeah, Endgame versus Minotaur. Rematch from their bout in 2019, I believe it was. And boy, was I excited for this. I think we were all, right, fellow friends? Endgame, run here by, what's the guys? Nick Maybe and Jack Barker. It's this vertical disc spinner, champion last year, undefeated this year. Definitely very powerful bot. I never really liked Endgame, but I know that they're powerful, and they had a great last year. They're having a great this year. They're going up against my guys over at BattleBots. Minotaur's got this horizontal drum spinner. It's beautiful, run by Daniel Frentas, and he lost his mom and grandma this year, right before the tournament, so we're all rooting for him. But man, was this one of the best bouts I've ever seen. Check this match out. Endgame, and the Minotaur, they just go start smashing. They start smashing immediately, bumping into each other, getting some good hits. Minotaur gets flipped over, but still driving, gets another hit, gets flipped back over. Oh no. Gets flipped back over. Then Endgame gets flipped over and gets almost stuck in the screws, but they get loose. As you can see here, they go into the hammers, they get hammered up a bit. Minotaur's getting some good shots underneath, and they're just bullying them around the box. Huge hits, a lot of fun. I think we all were feeling the heat with this one. And so then we just go to the judge's decision, and Minotaur knows it. Minotaur knows it before the matches, like the judges even said anything. They knew they won. And they beat the old champs, last year's champs. Minotaur has stomped them. And this is a 5-gear match. That's 5 gears. I think that's 5 gears. But definitely check this match if you haven't seen it already. Then check it out some more. We like it. We love it. We have some comments here. Robot Siblings, no vending machine robot. Thank you so much, Robotic Siblings. But don't cater to Redley697. They want attention. Robot Siblings, unless you count like the older days. Actually, the older days, there may have been a vending machine bot. Maybe something like, they were like VCRs back then, right? Robotic Siblings. Let me know what you think. Just VCRs clacking against each other. Luke Rogers, fire. You're damn right that match was fire. Let me know what your thoughts. Alex Rog says, Endgame vs. Minotaur is the best fight of the night. Maybe the best fight of the season. Thank you so much, Alex Rog. Roy Lazowitz, yo! Everyone say hi to Roy. Co-host and co-head of LLW, Lose Release Wrestling, and the weekly wrestle on Saturdays, and Who's and What's on Wednesdays. You ever heard of it? We follow, read up on AEW Wrestling. We could talk about it. But it was great. Robotic Siblings, after the Endgames team pointed to Minotaur when the votes were being said. After the Endgame teams pointed to Minotaur. I'm not sure what that means, Robotic Siblings, but we all agree. I think we all agree. I think we're on the same page. Roy says, that's so good. Down with Endgame. We have a new champ. We're going to have a new champ. Very exciting stuff. River Shark 6045. That was basically the main event of the round of 16. It really was. They really... One of the things, I'm a little upset sometimes with how they play these out. They book these things. But I was very excited about this. Thank you so much, River Shark 6045. I forgot to say hello to you.
Hello there.
And to Roy,
Hello there.
thank you so much. Luke Rogers, 5 gears. I'm so glad we're on the same page, Luke Rogers. Thank you so much.
Hello there.
Rivershark 6045. Sup, Roy? Rivershark knows what's up. Rivershark knows what's up. Alex Rock says, are you an NFL fan? Nah, I wouldn't say so. I root everything Chicago, even though I've never visited the city. I'm from New Jersey, but I root for all Chicago teams. I'll root for the Bears, but I wouldn't call myself an NFL fan. Might be an XFL fan, though. We have to see. Roy says, hey, Rivershark. I'm glad we're all making friends. What a beautiful community. We have to move on to the top bots of the night. Okay, here at the top bots of the night, we're going to talk about Red's top bots of the night. First up, we're going to give a number 3 spot to Riptide. This rookie bot really showed us something today. Really showed us something special. Really took their opponent to task, and they really looked like a threat. They look like a threat. Next up, I'm giving it to Endgame. Endgame was a part of that slugfest of the main event. Hold on, I'm sorry. Part of the slugfest for the main event, and did just such a great job. And they were great champions. Great season. We should be very proud of them and happy for them. Everyone give a honk honk in the chat for Endgame for a job well done. But the main bot of the night, the bot that I just want to win the whole thing right now. We have Minotaur getting the crown. And Minotaur is, I've said this before. I see Minotaur, actually, let's talk about the bracket. Let's talk about the bracket here. We have the bracket right here. And I'll tell you who I thought was going to win that match. I thought Minotaur was going to win. So this is what actually happened, and I'll tell you what. So Minotaur is now moving forward. Witch Doctor's moving forward. I had Copperhead. So I had being Minotaur versus Copperhead. SawBlaze beat P1, which everyone in the world assumed. I thought Uppercut was going to beat Riptide, but Riptide's in it now, so we're going to see. Next up, a Hydra versus Black Dragon. Yeah, Hydra won that. Blip versus Jackpot. We're getting a battle of flippers. I had this too. So I'm actually pretty good besides the Riptide and the Witch Doctor. Next up, we have Whiplash versus Cobalt. I said Cobalt last week, and you could double check it. Then we have Rotator versus Tantrum. I said Tantrum. Let's talk about what we think we're going to see. We have Robot Sibling says, when the votes went into the endgame team, pointed to the Minotaur team. The Minotaur team. Went into the endgame team, pointed to the Minotaur team. I'm not sure what that means. Did they point at each other? I know that Minotaur walked over to endgame, and it looked like he was taunting, but he was just in the heat of the moment. And we could have excused that.
Wow.
We have to talk about what's going to happen next. Minotaur versus Witch Doctor. Yeah, I'm saying Minotaur's going, right? Can anyone disagree? Let me know what you think. SawBlaze versus Riptide? I don't know. I would have said SawBlaze. I was going to say SawBlaze against Uppercut, but I don't know. I'm going to say SawBlaze. SawBlaze has to take it. The excellent driving of Jameson Go. Riptide has been doing very well, but I think those forks on the front of SawBlaze are a deal breaker. It's a game changer. Then Hydra versus Blip. Can anyone tell me that Hydra's not going to launch them into the stratosphere? Can anyone tell me that they're not going to do that? I hope that they run better than they did this time because there was some drive issues. And then Cobalt versus Tantrum. I'm going Cobalt. Cobalt is going to tear Tantrum. They're going to get underneath them and get underneath sides. It's gonna be great. We have some comments here. Robot saying, sorry, misspelling. Basically, it was a hard fight. Endgame pointed to the Minotaur team. Yeah, I think so. You're saying that they realized it as well, and I think I didn't see that, but I believe you. Roy says, wow. Robot siblings showing that they thought they won. Yeah, I did not notice that, but thank you for that. Great teamwork there, Robot siblings. Thank you so much, and you're getting a Mario jump. River Shark says, when they were giving the decision, someone from Endgame pointed at Team Minotaur. Okay, so now we have the answer there. Thank you for the clarification. I was confused, but now I'm no longer confused, and we love you all. Everyone's gonna get a fart. No, I'm just joking with you. Everyone's gonna get a nice thing. I just can't find it. That's gonna be what we get. But where we see we're going from here, let's see where we think we're gonna go. So we have Minotaur versus SawBlaze. We saw this early in the season. We saw this the first night of the season. Minotaur lost in pretty devastating fashion. I think we all remember that. I don't know what's going to happen, friends. I want to say Minotaur now. Last week I said SawBlaze, but I think that Daniel Fuentes has has summoned this power, this energy, and he's going to be smarter this time. He's going to be smarter this time. I want to believe that. Then we have Hydra versus Cobalt. I'm saying Hydra. They're going to get underneath him. I think they're just lower. Oh, man, that's not looking good for old Minotaur. This match is not looking good for old Minotaur. Can we agree? Can we agree about this? So this is what I see happening in the main event. It's really a toss-up, right? We're all on the fence about this. It could be Minotaur, it could be SawBlaze, it could be Tantrum, it could be Hydra. But if this happens, I'm saying Hydra wins. I'm sorry, Minotaur, I love you, but this is not a good matchup for you. If it's SawBlaze, that changes everything. That changes everything. I'm going to say, if it's SawBlaze versus Hydra, SawBlaze is winning. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. We have some comments here. When they were given Robot Sibling says yes. Robot Sibling says Robotic Sibling says River Shark. Robotic Sibling says first fight. The first fight, yeah, it was the first fight of the night. The Minotaur versus SawBlaze. River Shark says yes. Robotic Siblings. This chat is popping tonight. Roy says I agree. I agree. Thank you all so much for joining. We're very excited for what's going to happen next. We're very excited for this top 8. Thank you all so much for joining. This let me get back to the gear sphere. Here, we're back in the gear sphere. Thank you all so much for joining. We're gonna get some claps in here for everyone. That's not. Ooh, that's what I should give people for presents. I think we all would like that. It really is. The thing is, Minotaur is very fast, and I can get around Hydra, and like a season 4, it can rip out its chains. They did win. You're right. You're 100% right. Robotic Siblings. They did beat Hydra that time. I think Hydra's a little faster. You know what? You're right. I think they're smarter, though. I think Dana Frentis definitely drives on emotion. I think he drives on emotion, and I think that's what's going to be his downfall. He's gonna get flipped once, and it's gonna throw him. Even though he had the best driving of the night tonight. He was driving on one wheel. We're all very excited for that. I forgot to mention that. Drove on one wheel. Very excited. But thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been a pleasure. I'm Firehat Red Jefferson. No, I'm just joking. Geartooth Red Jefferson. This is Thoughts on Bots or Talking Bots, whatever you'd like. Robotic Siblings have a lot of misspelling. Sorry. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry at all. This is a fast-paced environment. Fast-paced environment. Everyone's going to get a round of applause once I find it. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. Everyone have a great night. Watch Loser Leaves Wrestling this Saturday. We're going to have a lot of content this weekend for WrestleMania and all the things that are happening. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. River Shark says, I want to see Minotaur win it all, man. I've been waiting for them to win that nut. Honestly, scratch everything I said. Back to the bracket. Minotaur's taking it. Minotaur's going to beat SawBlaze. You're 100% right, River Shark. Minotaur's going to beat SawBlaze, but they're going up against Hydra. And it's going to be a replay of their match, and he's going to tear out their chains, and we're going to get a giant Minotaur ruling over everyone. Thank you all so much. This was great. A lot of fun tonight. A lot of fun. Geartooth Red Jefferson. Geartooth Head Jefferson is going to be... thank you all so much. We have to get out of here. We have to get out of here. Bless everyone. Follow Loser Leaves Wrestling on everything. Bye. Check us out next week and tell your friends. Bye.
Through the streets,
We're going to get...
back to me. Falling eyes, I can't see all night long, but not too soon.